Good morning and once again welcome to my YouTube channel Maths with Ease by Mr. Kamotho. And in this video I want us now to practice what we have learned about factorization, and especially when we have quadratic expressions of three terms. Now we have understood, or I would want to introduce a general quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. If we want to solve this one or to factorize this expression, we will look for two terms or two numbers such that when you add them, they will give you the value of b, and when you multiply them, they will give you the product of AC. Note better, when you add them, they will give you the value of b. When you multiply them, they will give you the product of A and C. And this is exactly what we do. So once we have the factors, we then substitute B with the two factors so that we have an expression that has four terms, which allows us now to factorize perfectly. And the first one is x squared minus 5x minus 6. So when we talk about BAC in this one, our B is 5 minus 5, and our AC is 1 times minus 6. Minus 5, 1 times minus 6, we have negative 6. So two terms such that when we add them, we shall get a negative 5, and when we multiply them, we shall get a negative 6. It is tempting to give the two factors as negative 2 and negative 3, because negative 2 and negative 3 will give us a negative 5. But negative 2 times negative 3 will not give us a negative 6. They will actually give us a positive 6 because both of them are negatives. So we now have to think deeper, and we realize that we have a negative 6 plus 1, which is minus 5, and minus 6 times 1, which is negative 6. At that point, now we break the middle term with the two factors found, and we have x squared minus 6x plus x minus 6 is equals to 0. So the first two terms, x is common, x minus 6 plus 1, x minus 6. So we have the outer terms form a bracket of their own, and this repeated bracket is just written 1. So x plus 1, x minus 6. And that is as far as part A is concerned. Let us look at part B. X squared plus 6x plus 8. If I may want to talk about BAC, for this one, our B is 6 and our AC is 8. Two numbers we add, they give us a 6. Two numbers we multiply, they give us 1 times 8, which is 8. This is obviously 4 plus 2, and 4 times 2. Substitute the middle term, and we have x squared plus 4x plus 2x plus 8. And therefore we have the first two terms, x is common. In the bracket, x plus 4 plus 2. In the second two terms, 2 is common, x plus 4. After 8 dividing by 2, we get a 4. The outer terms make a bracket of their own. The inner terms, then the bracket is, repeated bracket is written only 1. So this is part A and this is part B, and we can go ahead and talk about part C. Let us talk about part C now down here. part C. Part C, we have 6x squared. We have 6x squared. We have 6x squared minus 11x minus 10. Again, BAC approach. What is the value of B there? Negative 11. What is the value of AC here? Minus 60, because of 6 times minus 10. Well, the terms here, to me, they are minus. One of them is negative, and the bigger number is the one which is carrying the negative sign. So we have negative 15 and positive 4. Negative 15 plus 4 is negative 11. Negative 15 times 4 is negative 60. Breaking the middle term, we have 6x squared minus, we can even start with plus 4x minus 15x minus 10. It goes without saying in the first two terms, 6 and 4, 2 is common, and again x is common. Inside the bracket here we have 3x plus 2, because 4x divided by 2x is 2. Minus, between 15 and 10, we have 5, which is common. Negative 15x divided by negative 5 is 3x. Negative 10 divided by negative 5 is positive 2. And again, the outer terms, they form a bracket of their own, 2x minus 5, and the repeated bracket is written only once. And that is just like it, 2x minus 5, 3x plus 2. Having said that, let us now go to part D. Part D. Part D, we are having x squared minus 25. You realize now, this one has only 2 terms. And we have said that every time you see a square followed by a negative sign, followed by another square, always think about the difference between 2 squares. The difference between 2 squares. Incidentally, anytime we have such kind of a thing, we get the square root of the first one, followed by minus the square root of the second term, which is 5, and we write the same bracket with a different sign, x plus 5, and that is the end of the story. But I would want to explain this further using BAC approach again, and I think I should just do it over here because the other one is a difference between 2 squares, and I want to extend this and bring it x squared. It has no second term, so plus 0x minus 25. If we look at BAC for this one, BAC for this one, the B is 0 as you can see, and the AC is minus 25. Which two numbers, when we add them, they will give you 0, and when you multiply them, they will give you negative 25. Those two numbers have to be equal but bear different signs, such that when you add them, you'll be left with 0. This is obviously 5 and negative 5, and 5 times negative 5. We break the middle term now. Here we have x squared plus 5x minus 5x minus 25, and we now factorize the first two, x plus 5 minus 5x plus 5, and then we write the outer terms once as a bracket of their own, so x minus 5, and the repeated term, just write it once, and this is simply this, and that is how we can explain that. Finally, we come to part E of the question, which is saying 4x squared minus 9y squared. Again, difference between two squares. This is a square, negative, another square. So what is the square root of the left-hand side? 2x minus the square root of the right-hand side, 3y. And the same terms form another bracket, but this time 2x plus 3y. And that is the end of the story. Of course, we have explained the same there. That is how we go about such questions. Thank you, and let us meet in the next video.